What's going on, guys? How are you? How are you? How are you? Repeat back, and man, I am excited to kick this week off. It is Dega week. That's right. Tonight in the trucks, we've got the. We're here right. Well, yeah, we're right here, Talladega Super Speedway. Tuesday night, it's going to be Talladega Super Speedway, and Thursday night, yep, you guessed it, right back out here at Talladega. Man, tonight there's between 15 and 20 trucks on track. They decided to make a couple changes within the community to make sure we've got more of a presence on the track. Hopefully it's a weekly thing, not just a Dega thing. But I missed that part of the conversation earlier. I kind of just do my thing and let them all make the big decisions. That's why they get paid the most. But right. But yeah, it's going to be Talladega, right around 94 laps. If I'm not mistaken, I'll have the streams of both NNR Cowboy and NNR SWATs to kind of help me out, give me a hand, keep me apprised of everything. Hopefully we see what we saw in the Cup Series tonight in the Truck Series like we did or like what we saw in the spring, rather. Kind of getting ahead of them. I've got so many different thoughts going on in my, going on. I'm trying to, get it all out there for you. But how about this? If somebody else besides somebody that's already won throughout the chase so far, which is mostly Asbel, wins, if somebody beats Asbel, NNR Cowboys actually thrown up a couple of die casts for them to choose from. One of them is a really, really nice number 44 David Rudiman UPS car from back in the day. It looks really, it's a sweet ride. The other is a number 41 Haas machine. The black and red. Man, those cars look really, really sweet. They are currently underway for qualifying. Their connection test is already done. So we're going to get this over to our buddies at Madison Rising, get our anthem. We'll come back, talk a little bit more about this race, and yeah, we'll get ready to set these guys green. So once again, as always, please stand, remove your hats. Here's our buddies.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the frail A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. Stand of the brave, the U.S. of A. Oh, say just that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, in the home of the
All right. Once again, big thanks to Madison Rising, guys. I really hope that you pay attention and you like the third verse that Madison Rising threw into the national anthem. I think it's great. I think that it shows their individuality, but yet their country pride. As always, head on over to YouTube, Spotify, whatever else you may listen to as a streaming platform, and give them a listen. You will not be disappointed at all. Again, it's either MadisonRising.com or DaveBrayUSA.com. Dave Bray was the lead singer of Madison Rising until he went his own way. Again, with all this going on with the COVID and whatnot. They obviously they can't go out and do their thing on stage right now. They've got to be very careful. They're staying at home. So, while you're on DaveBrayUSA.com, go ahead and take a look at their T-shirts. Take a look at their challenge coins. Stick that or his challenge coins and T-shirts. He's got a pretty good display. He's got some pretty good apparel to sell. I think he said on his commercials or his streams, if you buy a T-shirt, you get a signed CD sent to you for free as a thank you. So there's a little bonus. Rock, good to see you out there. I know you're paying attention tonight between here and East Park. Definitely a couple of great races will be going on. I'm happy to have you on board, man. I really am. I'm looking forward to, we're at Talladega tonight. I know on Wednesday night I'll be at Daytona with you and the rest of the Super Speedway League crew in the Xfinity car. So looking forward to that. I'll be streaming that as well. So make sure you kind of tune in for that. It's kind of an off the wall stream, but it's a lot of fun. I think when we raced Talladega in the trucks the other night, we had one caution besides the stage break, so able to get that done there as well. Looks like the guys here though in NNR are done qualifying. Looks they got about minute left on the shot clock, and then they're going to take it on back to the lobby, get some more wisdom from Swats, and Coey is actually running tonight as well as a few other guys. They decided to open this up. Again, I don't know if it's just for tonight or if it's for something going forward, but it's a whole lot better than just 8 or 10 trucks here at Dega. If we got spread out, it would be flat, just ridiculous. So I want to thank Swats and Cowboy and Spurl and a bunch of the other guys that were pretty vocal and really tried to help this out. Coey introduced it. Stout Whiskey as a series admin got behind it, or as the community or one of the community admins got behind it as well. So yeah, it's definitely for a better cause, and just hoping that we can get that going. Again, guys, head on over to MadisonRising.com or DaveBrayUSA.com and just give them a listen. Again, you will not be disappointed. All right. So, like I said, they are heading back to the lobby. Be able to find out pretty soon who's going to have that pole. I can almost guarantee it'll be somebody on a wheel just because of how smooth you can get through the corners here at Talladega when all you got to do is just hold it and keep your foot mashed to the gas. That's the easy part. Other than that, you're just hoping that you've got the right preset. There's nobody can make changes on the qualifying setup. You got what you got. Some people I've heard, with a 2. Others I've heard with an 8. I don't know how or why you would go with something that high. I don't think you really get any kind of an advantage because it is all about just holding it steady. The least amount of time that you've got to waste steering that wheel or tabbing over on the controller, the better. So let me go ahead and make sure I exit this party. That way y'all aren't hearing them on the backside. There we go. Wasn't sure if you were or not, but now you definitely won't. But yeah, that's going to be that. Again, about 94 laps, 15 to 18 laps of fuel, depending on where you are in the pack. That will absolutely matter because the more you can, stay off the gas and just draft and keep up with everybody. If you're in the front, you're spending all kinds of gas. If you're in the back, you're having to let up. You're able to just stay in the draft. You do not have to have that gas matted all the time. As I said earlier, I'm really hoping that we'll see a lot of what we saw in the Spring Cup race tonight. Maybe get a little 2, maybe get a little 3 wide. That, from what I understand, was Matt's idea, or NNR Cowboy or Cowboy Matt. I kind of call him by either. It's really one of the driving forces behind him throwing that die cast out there tonight. So if somebody can beat Asbel for the win tonight, you never know. What you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen is the top 9 championship contenders, since we are in the second round of the 2020 Taste to Contender round. And we're down to 9 drivers. These are the guys that are vying for this championship. We got Dega this week. Next week is Mid-Ohio, and then we go on to Richmond. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to the third stage as of yet, kind of taking it bit by bit. I do know that Michigan and Martinsville are in that stage. Don't remember what the road course is. I think I'm not even going to guess, but I just know that the stages have been great. And so have the rounds. But I know the idea that Coey had, or the brainstorming he might have done with some of the other admins to make it a 4 race per round chase was actually really good, because you've got your short track, you have your intermediate track, you have your speedway, and you've got your road course. I know you've heard me say it before, but whoever wins the chase this year, it will not be by pure luck. They will have had to be very, very good at all kinds of tracks in order to get there. Do you have maybe that one mulligan? Yeah, you do. But with the competition here within NNR, you can't be lucky. All right, I just got the invite from Double J, and also another one from Papa Bear. So we'll go ahead and grab that. By the way, if you see those points scrolling down there, you see Papa Bear up there with a couple people not showing up last week due to the holiday. He's actually sitting in like 6th place, I want to say right now, 6th or 7th place, with Cowboy Bot Play and Double J behind him. So some of those guys are going to have to play catch up to get up to Asbel and Watt Racing. We'll have to see how they do tonight. But we are loading in again. I'll have the streams of NNR Cowboy and NNR Watt to kind of help me out throughout the night, keep me up on fuel and lap counts and all that as much as possible. I am ready for some super speedway racing here in the NNR Truck Series. Man, what's better than these guys? Not much. Not much at all. All right, so it looks like it's going to be the 8 of Asbel on the pole with the 36. And Jay Quim, good qualifying effort by him. Behind Jay Quim is going to be NNR Trip. Uh, then you've got the 5 of Little Tank and the 64 of NNR Drake, or formerly known as Exclusively Elite. You got the 88 of Watt Racing, last year's series champ, with the 75 of Fatless Dig. Then you've got the 60. I'm sorry, that's the 25 of Alpha York, with the 16 of Bot Plays, 18 of NNR Cowboy, again one of our streamers, followed by the 90 of Papa Bear, 51 of your series admin, NNR Swats, the 66, the 12 of Double J, there's the 66 of Coey that I knew I just saw. Then we're back up front here with the 8 of Asbel. Again, 15 to 20 trucks on track tonight, 94 laps, 15 to 18 laps per stage. With how spread out it kind of gets to be when they get to after their fuel stops, it's going to be great to have more people to go through, kind of watch for those that are making up time, those that are losing time. But here they come to the line, 8 into 36, 33.5, and the 64 in the restart zone. Asbel's going to take him into turn 1. 33 is going to give a big shove. Top line, looks like they might have got a little bit of a late start. But, yeah, these guys are underway. Again, 94 laps. We'll be counting them down together. Good to see. Very good to see. Let's take a look. Kind of keep an eye a little bit better. Oh, there we go. 75 Fatless D got a great run. 16 is going to be able to follow. So a couple more trucks on that high side, really going to pull up, pull along. And now you see the guy that was back there in 6th, he's going to be able to get it rocking as well. This is exactly what we saw in the Cup race in the spring. So I'm hoping that they can keep up this kind of momentum all the way around, but we will definitely see if it works, or if everybody just says, you know what, I can make up more positions on the bottom, that's where I'm going. And that kind of looks to be what it is. Those few that jump to the outside, they're going to try to do everything they can. Maybe there's some Xfinity guys in here that are only in it for the diecast that Cowboy has offered up. We'll have to see how that plays. Again, big thank you to Cowboy for offering up that David Rudiman, or I believe it's a 41 car, but I'm not sure if it's a Kurt Busch car or what. And it looks like I just got kicked. Hopefully I still have this other invite here. Network error, huh? No, I don't accept it, but I guess that's kind of the way it is. And hey, I still have one more invitation. Let's see if it worked for me. It completely kicked me out. All right, well, we're going to do what we can, try get back in as quick as we can. I can tell you that they're on lap 4. I'm actually going to keep up. It looks like Rochelle, Papa Bear's daughter, is out there in chat. Thank you very much for joining. I'm getting back in there right now. Not quite sure what kicked me out, but I'm loading back in. There we go. And since you're out there, Rochelle, let's go ahead and check in with your dad. Let's go ahead and find old Papa Bear right now. There he is. Papa Bear in that forest green and black 90 truck, kind of giving a big old to that 18 all the way around. Master Killer now out there in chat saying, let's go, Drake. Drake, again, just recently joined, so he is not championship eligible, but he has been very strong since joining it. Man, I'm really hoping that these guys will get more to the outside, like Papa Bear's trying to do, like the 18's trying to do. Like you see the 51 of Swats back there, and the 16 of Bot Plays. I'm hoping that they'll get that going. Um, but you know, the guys that are up front, there's the 77 of Tar Heel. The guys that are up front may also be. Um, thinking points, not necessarily about that diecast. Yeah, diecast may mean nothing. Where if they can get away with the points lead, or get to these stages, that would mean a whole lot more. There's the 66 of Coey. Something happened with his truck, his Rico machine. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened, but he is all the way back there. It is still the 8 of Asbel and the 33 of Trip with the 64 of Exclusively Elite giving them a big old push. I think that's the 00 right there of Blessed Hands, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and try to catch back. Yep, yeah, it is. And then they got the 25 behind him, Master Killer. No, not Master Killer, excuse me. Let's see. Alpha York. How can I miss you? By the way, guys, Alpha York has his own thing going on right now. The American Ethanol Cup Series. I want to say they race on Monday nights right around 11 p.m. It's a pretty great series. I would definitely, if you're up late, give it a watch. They put on a pretty damn good show. Let's see. I know, Master Killer. I know. Man, you have no idea how hard it is to try to keep track. So keep track of 60 cars or 60 trucks or 60 people out there. It can be a little rough sometimes. Cut me a break. I do remember your first race was Auto Club, though. I see you out there. All right, let's kind of get back here again. Looks like the front pack is definitely pulled away from that pack in the back. Not quite sure if that was due to some lag or some damage or whatever, but this pack is absolutely just gone. Now let's see here. By the way, guys, if you get a message from NNR Swats or a couple of other guys, especially since Swats is out there on track right now, they are still in stage 1, Master Killer. Let's see, as Cowboy comes across the line, looks like they've got 12 laps remaining in the stage. Everybody will have to pit once in this stage in order to make it on fuel. I'm going to guess it's just going to be fuel only. Really no issues with the tires. They can switch out their tires on the stage break, or I'm sorry, maybe on the first, second green flag pit stop. Maybe do it then. It's tires are not really going to be any kind of a thing tonight. But right now, your 2020 points leader so far through the second stage of this chase is still going to be the 8 truck of Asbel, the 33 of Trip, the 64, and then the 25. It looks like Watt Racing and a couple others are going to try to dive to the outside. They just need that one more truck to get out there and really make it interesting. Let's see where this guy goes, or if he's just going to say, you know what, I need those positions, I need those points. No, he's not. He's going to actually jump to the outside and try to get these guys going. They're up. That docked back down again, not able to really pick up on anything. They needed to make that happen when they had a great run, not just at a moment's notice. You absolutely need more help. Let's kind of go a little bit further in the back here. Here's the second pack right now, being led around by the 17 of Spurl, the 5 of Little Tank, and the 18 of Cowboy. I believe the 51's in that. mix as well. So is the 90 of Papa Bear and a few others. There's old Drake right there in that 64, again, formerly known as Exclusively Elite. These packs are absolutely getting separated. I'm not sure how that second pack ended up losing the draft, but yeah, it's and Cowboy just left him out there to dry. That is not going to go over well. I'm sorry, not Cowboy. Watt Racing. Excuse me, 1 second, guys. All right, now, look at this outside line, the 90 of Papa Bear up here in P5 with the 88 of Watt Racing right behind him. They got to get a little bit more of a draft, maybe a little bit more of a shot or a chance coming off of one of these corners. Back off the double O and really try to charge up off one of the corners to see if you can get the draft there. But the more people they can get to the outside, if they can get 5 rather than just the 4 that they've been getting, they'll do great. Looks like the 8 of Asbel's kind of dive into that outside. I don't know if he's trying to drop to conserve fuel or what the case may be, but that has absolutely allowed the bottom 4, bottom 5 to really catch up and try to pass. Now, just being the first stage, I don't know why Asbel would give up those points. I don't think he got shuffled out. I think he just lifted to allow those guys to get on by. Everybody's going to have to pit once. So he's letting max stage points get away from him here in the first stage of tonight's race. And looking at that pack behind these guys, it really looks like they're starting to pull up just a little bit. Not much, but as they come across the line this time, it looks like we'll have about, 7 laps remaining from Cowboy Street. Kind of working my way through the field again. This is your second pack right now, being by the 5, the 18, 36, 75, 25, and 17. So Spurl went from leading this pack to the back of it. Maybe they're trying to shuffle things around just a little bit, see who's faster, see who's able to pull around just a little bit smoother. But that's about the only reason I can think of to do this. Keep shuffling around. Pop Bear's got to try to keep that 90 truck planted a little bit closer to that yellow, because the way that he's going through the corner, leaving almost a full lane open, somebody is bound to get under him. And as of right now, he's sitting right around P5 in the points. It'd be great if he's able to keep that. Got a couple more races in this round after tonight. We got the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, followed by Richmond. See some of these guys starting to pit now, coming from about 180 to 200 mile per hour down to 55. It's going to feel like they're crawling all along that pit road, but looks like they were all able to get in there cleanly. No bumper contact. Nobody pushed anybody. I don't know if we're going to see any black flags or not. They've got 6 laps remaining as they cross that time. There you see the 12 and Double J pulling out of the pit right now. Here comes the 8 with the 77. A big abrupt movement right in front of that 8 truck of Asbel. We'll have to. Asbel's going to have to pit. Everybody has to pit. They're coming to the line this time. It'll be 5 to go. We'll start to see more people pulling off of pit road after they're done with their pit stop right now. Here's Jake Wim. I'm going to assume a lot of guys just took right side, if any, tires, but only about a 1 can of gas, if that, maybe a half a can, depending on what they had left in the tank when they pitted. But yep, here's some more pitting. There's Tripp. There's the 5 aluminum tank with the 90 of Papa Bear right behind him. So Papa Bear was able to latch right back on to someone to keep up with that draft. That is going to be a great thing for him. That way he's not out there on track by himself. We'll just have to find out if Little Tank has already pit or not. I don't recall seeing him go down there, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. Let's see. More and more coming off pit road. There's the 12 and the 88. They're nose to tail. There's Blessed Hands and I'm not sure who that was. There's a 17 Squirrel with a whole pack in front of him. Actually, I'm gonna. There we go. Let's actually stay right here. This Fatless Dig, it should be able to catch up to that 12. 75's right on his bumper. A couple guys behind him are all by themselves, but they are moving. 75, 25, 16. Here's another. This is the advantage of having somebody to draft with. As you saw, the 18 and 36 get right around that other truck that was all by himself. All right, should be right around 2 laps remaining here in stage 1. Not quite sure where. Let's see. All the cars on track tonight are pretty much custom. But I'm going to guess that this pack behind Asbel, I'm going to guess that Asbel is still your leader now that everything has cycled through. Got a lot of damage to that front of that 8 truck. It could have been from some contact with cars on pit road, kind of that whole glitch thing. Or maybe he made contact with the wall and got loose. I don't know. We'll have to see. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like from the streams for Cowboy or Swats that they're showing me who the top guy is. But as Cowboy comes by the line this time, I'll grab a lap count. As you see, the 88, 33, 77, and the guys behind them are still going. A little bit of instability in the lobby. Not too bad, though. And let's see, Cowboy's coming across the line right now, further back in the pack. 2 laps remaining. So with the way that the 88 and I want to say that's the 12 with Double J are out on the outside of these guys, I'm going to guess that this right here is for the lead. Let's see if the 33, the 77 Tar Heel, and those other couple behind him decide to make a last-ditch effort, try to get around the 8 and the 33, get some points, get up there in the stage, get maybe possibly starting a little higher as we get into stage 2. But now the 8 absolutely has the draft. I want to say that's the 51 right in front of him. Let's actually look on board from him. But there he goes. Up it's going to be the 64 of Exclusively Elite and a 00 of Blessed Hands. Now the 8's got the draft of the truck in front of him. They're going to mix it up a little bit. Looks like the 8's going to be left out to dry. The 66 of Co, he's going to hold it up high. That way he doesn't get in the way of the leaders. And we've got a new leader. I think this is going to be the 33 of NNR Trip to the front with the 88 of Watt Racing behind him. They're going to be coming to 1 lap remaining here. There is the 33 of Trip with the 88 right behind him. A little bit of contact going down the backstretch. Trip going to get back down low again. Block the advance of that 88. 88's now in P2. And that was the end of the stage, guys. Great racing right there. So congratulations, Trip, for bringing home that stage victory. 88 in P2 right there. 00 Blessed Hands. 64, 12. I think that's a 77 out there with the 8 truck of Aswell bringing home about P6 in stage 1. So, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. I got to crack something cold to help this voice. And, yeah, we'll be right back.
Hey NNR fans, get your hands on this Lowe's Motor Speedway 50th anniversary diecast that's signed by track owner Bruton Smith by watching repeats broadcast on Twitch. If we get over 50 live viewers on any stream, the diecast will be unlocked. The winner will then be determined by a trivia question selected by repeats. First to answer adds this sweet ride to their collection. Thanks for being the best fans around.
All right, as always, they're just about ready to go back green. No, actually, they are back green. Somehow ran over just a little bit. Match Killer, if you're still out there, can I get a game audio check, please? How do these trucks sound to you coming around Talladega? They pretty clear, or how is it, bud? Saw a little bit of contact there in the back. Wasn't quite sure how that was going to work out, if he was going to collect anyone else. Didn't look like it. So far, the 33 a trip has been able to keep that lead. The side line has not been able to completely form up, and from what it looks like, more and more people are really starting to get on that bottom line, and they're going to freight train this 8 truck. He's not going to be able to fall back in line. Anytime you're the series point leader, you almost always have a little bit of a bullseye on your back. Nobody wants to see you win anymore. And Daytona and Talladega are very much the equalizers. You really don't gain any kind of an advantage. You can be great at building preset setups, but if you come to a place like Talladega, no, not so much. You've really got to. It's all about a great dancing partner. And right now, all these dancing partners are forming teams, and they are just going on by. The 8 truck of Aswell, he's going to more than likely lose many spots. I'll actually go ahead and try to see where he's going to land. Let's see a little bit more. There's Aswell. So Aswell fell from the outside on the restart to about 8th or 9th. Again, we got 17 trucks on track tonight, and so far so good. But since they've been able to get in and make some adjustments to their trucks during that stage break, everybody should pretty much be where they need to be on their tire pressures, on their fuel, on everything else. And let's see if these packs get separated again, or let's see if they're able to stick a little closer together. Right now, if they keep fighting side by side like they were a little bit deeper in the pack, it's gonna cause or allow that front pack to just get away. Right now, Aswell is second to last in this lead pack with the 18 of Cowboy Matt, or NNR Cowboy, pulling up that line. We'll have to see if they stay strung out like this. Next time Cowboy or SWAT come by the line, I'll go ahead and grab a lap count. That way we have an idea of how many laps are left here in stage 2. And talking about stages, above the NNR symbol, you see that rolling message talking about a cash prize on Thursday night. Well, I tell you, the last 3 weeks, nobody has guessed the correct winner in the NNR Cup Series on Thursday nights when HD and I call their race. And they so now we're actually, that money has carried over. We've actually got a pretty nice little purse to give away on Thursday night, and of all races to get lucky and pick the top 3 that come across the line, first, second, and third in that race, man, you need to not only pat yourself on the back, but you also need to go out and play the lottery, because that's going to be extremely lucky. But yeah, if you can pick the top 3 that finish the race on Thursday night, I've got quite a bit of Microsoft cash for you. Maybe keep it towards Heat 5 when that gets released, or whatever else you want to use it on. But yeah, Thursday night, if you can pick the top 3 runners of the Cup Series race right here before the end of stage 2, and you've also got to be present at the end. So if I do call your name, I can send you those codes. But that's all. That's Thursday night. Tonight, it's all about these truck guys. Again, nobody's lagged out. Doesn't look like anybody's suffered any kind of a DNF. No internet issues. Nothing like that. We'll have to see who's going to be able to get it done here. The 33 at Trippy Main was able to take the first stage victory. Right now, he's got that 33 truck glued to the bottom in the front. The 77 of Tar Heels giving him a big shove all the way around. So Tripp doing a great job holding his line. Gary, good to see you out here, sir. Thanks for checking in tonight. It's been a pretty uneventful race, no cautions. The only time they've been able to get in and take fuel was during their mid first stage green flag pit stops, and then again the first stage break. So these guys have been doing a phenomenal job. Gary, got between 15 and 20 trucks on track. I believe the actual number is 18, if I'm not mistaken. Here's looks like something happened with. Oh no, okay, no, it's still. Something happened with the 33. He's now he's not actually leading. The 77 of Tar Heel is now leading. Not sure if the 33 might have gave up that line, or if he feels like gotta maybe save a little bit of gas. I'm not 100% sure. But the 88 of Watt Racing is now inside the top 2. The third place car right now, I believe, is going to be that 5 of old Lil Tank. Lil Tank did very, very well in the beginning of the season. He pushed the 19 of Horn at the time to the Daytona victory. Whoa, big mix up, and this will absolutely bring out the caution. Trucks are everywhere on track. I'm not sure if that was some room instability or what. I'm not 100% sure. Master Killer, if you want to come on up, be my absolute guest, sir. I trust you, buddy. All right, so this is actually our first caution. I believe we're right around everybody's fuel window. Let's see. Yeah, there's only 9 laps remaining here in stage 2, so everybody's going to be able to get in, repair any kind of damage, get back out. They could actually use this opportunity right now to grab 4 brand new tires, fill it up on Sunoco race fuel. This has allowed the 8 of Asbel to jump back up to the lead, 36 to the outside, 00, 5 truck, and then the 77 of Tar Heels. Looks like Tar Heels did not pit. He's going to drop out of line. That's going to allow the new 5th place person, NNR Swats, to jump on up. But I think Asbel learned his lesson in the beginning the beginning stage, not to give up that track position. It means too much. So everybody went in, I'm sure, maybe grabbed half a can, maybe 1 full can, make it to the end. Just salvage as many points as possible. 8 00 and the 5 are all nose tail. 51 of Swats, 64 of NNR Drake. That's going to be your top 5. Behind them is just a big old pack. Kind of get back in the field here a little bit. Kind of keep an eye on things as they run. Yeah, Rock, definitely the big one. Master Killer, thank you very much. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Man, I tell you what, these guys have been, besides this low line being very, very dominant, 51 of Swats gave up that line to the 64. Do you need an invite to the lobby, or how you doing?
Yes, please.
All right. Hopefully I've got. Are you showing online?
Yes, sir. I am.
All right. 1 second. There you are. All right. There's your invite. Still kind of carrying the onboard of the 64 as more and more trucks kind of freight train him on the inside. There goes the 25, the 12, the 5, I want to say that's the 18, and then the 8 of Asbel. So just a big, very long train on that bottom line. I want to say the 88's right around P6, P7. Flow Dog! How about that, guys? Flow Dog checking in the chat. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming around, man. How are you? But yeah, the 00 of Blessed Hands right now, giving that 8 a big shove all the way down the backstretch. 4 top 5, single file out. It looks like the 18 kind of got shuffled out of line, and there's a little bit of a break there between, I want to say, about 7th and 8th and that 18, but nowhere near out of the draft. Bottom line, fastest line, if they can get that top line going, a guy with a wheel can absolutely help out, get it done, but you need more up top than what you got on the bottom. Master Killer, from what you saw while watching the first part of the stream, what was your take on what they were doing as far as their strategies? Were you watching any other channels besides this to kind of keep up like I am with Swats and Cowboy?
Not really. It just seems like there's an organized group that when they get the opportunity, they go to the top and try to organize that line. But it's just getting that group on the top line more on the bottom so they can push past. But with that being the longest line around compared to the bottom, that is a difficult task to make.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's just gonna...
You've really got to have some strong trucks. You got to have some guys that can hold a steady wheel that won't really crowd that bottom line. But at the same point, by going out there to try to get those guys moving, you're taking a risk at dropping flat to the back. And with the points as tight as they are, the guys that are in the top 9 here in the points, they don't want to be giving anything away. Yeah, it's only stage 2. Yeah, we've got actually just 2 laps remaining, so I'm actually going to go ahead and get up top here with Asbel, see if anybody tries the last second or last lap pass right now.
It seems like Papa Bear got stuck to the outside right now. He's got, I think that's Kelly coming up to help him. Yeah, the 66 truck. They're gonna have a difficult task if no one goes up to help them. They're gonna fall straight to the back.
Yeah, no, and I was hoping that somebody like Watt. Oh, yep, I saw that back there. A guy in the grass, but he looks like he's gonna be able to hold it.
And it looks like Jake Quinn got together.
Yep, and this is the last lap. So something happened because from
2-car breakaway.
Yep, from second place on back, they've definitely got a breakaway. Or it could be that these guys are just timing a pass. There goes the 00 the outside. Here we are. Maybe make it 3 wide. The 8's in a sucker hole.
3 wide.
8's in a sucker hole. Down low is the 00 with the
5 is spinning duck.
Yep. Big man. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead. Call it. Come to the line.
There it comes. The 00 leading. Doesn't look like he's going to have a thread. He's got a truck to the outside. And it looks like Blessed Hands is going to take the stage.
Yep, Blessed Hands took the stage. The 12 of Double J got it done on the outside. 88 was right there in P3 to watch those guys battle it out. So, yeah, great stage points. Your top 5 right there. Yeah, you got past it. But, man, what a great battle. So it's going to be the 00, the 12, the 88. I want to say it was the 8 and then the 33, but we'll have to see. There's a pretty great replay. So we're going to get back to stage 3 here. Stage 3 is going to be 54 laps. Everybody now between that 1 caution and the 2 stage breaks should absolutely have all their setup in. I know sometimes if you don't qualify all that well, you don't have the greatest amount of time on pit road to make those adjustments as your truck's traveling down toward green flag pit stops. Yeah, Rock, I agree with you. Definitely a very nice stage finish. Hopefully they can do the same here in stage 3. Again, 54 laps in this stage. We're back at it here, Master Killer.
Yep. It looks like what Bott needed when he made that move was a strong truck, maybe like Watt or the 8 to go with him. He did have Watt, but it looked like Watt decided to stay with the inside. But as we're going back green, the outside's going to not be able to get the restart they want. Looks like it's going to be Bott. No, Jake Quinn goes in line.
Yeah, now, Masculine, these guys that are on the outside, if they were able to get formed up, they got 6 trucks. They could
Oh,
compete.
little tanks on the apron.
Yep, little tank down low. All he's got to do is get out of the
Might have
gas and
not
make sure he
pitted.
doesn't
He
wash back up.
may have running out of fuel. That was big time slow. He might be out of fuel.
Nope, it looks like he's back under power, back up on track. 51 of SWAT's got a little loose right there. Might have made a little bit of contact, but they are still side by side. I'm going to try to work my... No, 5... No, you might be right. 5 Little Tank is on pit road. He did not get back up on track. Right now, it's the 64 of NNR Drake with the 88 giving him a bit shove. Here comes the 8 forcing... Oh, 8 kind of gave the 5 a little bit of a door check there. Said, no crowding me. Don't pinch me down. Give me some wiggle room. And that could cause some pretty big issues with the guys on the outside line. I'd say there's a little unnecessary, especially since it's only coming through the trioval. But, hey, it is what it is. That bottom line is definitely starting to form back up, though, MK.
Yep, the top 5 are a recognizable top 5. They've been around there most of the race. Top 5 seems to have a lot of good powered trucks.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Whoa!
Oh,
Here comes the 5.
Nope.
We're back up into traffic. Woo! Got loose.
That
Way
was
to
scary.
save that.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Asbel with a run, looking to the outside of the 88 and the 64. He's got blessed hands to go with him.
Yeah, got blessed hands go with him. 88's going
The outside is getting formed. Couple more trucks go with him. Asbel clears the 64. Blessed hands is by. Jake Whip. Oh, 464 of the apron.
Yep,
oh, he's able to save it. What a save.
Yep, he was definitely not clear. Able to keep it green. Nobody made any contact with the wall. Doesn't look like anybody got any serious damage out of that. Maybe just an occasional door dent, something like that. But that whole pass on the outside was able to happen because the guys on the bottom lost contact with each other.
That was an organized run.
Right, exactly. The guys on the bottom didn't have any help. There was too much space between the second and third on the bottom.
Oh, another organized run. Here comes the 88 of Watt to the outside.
Yep, 88
He's got help by the 77.
Got one truck, though.
Nope, the 25's coming up to help him.
All right, so that's 3 on the bottom. You've got
another one, 4.
7 or 8. We'll have to. If they need more help, they're going to try to pull this off.
No, their run is gone. They need to get to the bottom. Oh, 77 made contact with someone. Red Chevy. Oh, there comes the 5 again. Let's hope he doesn't spin.
Yep. I'm going to guess maybe one of the admins said, you know what, if you can't control it, go to the back. Or maybe he loosened up too much, wasn't able to control it, or keeping it on the apron, going through 1 and 2. Back out. Here he is.
25's going to get stuck to the outside. He's going to fall. He doesn't know when to help him right now.
Went to the outside. Looks like a couple guys might be willing to step out and try to help him out. Next time they come to the line again, I'll try to grab us a lap count. Let's see. Right now, Cowboy is in P. He just passed 2 guys on the inside, so he just moved 3 guys. So he just went from like 12th to 8th. But as he comes through the trioval, looks like we've got 46 laps remaining. Papa Bear down on the apron, lost control just a little bit, able to gather it back up in front of the 18 and 64. There's Papa Bear right now.
It looks like Papa Bear came up off the bottom line, came up a tad bit, but he came back down. He nearly cut off Matt's nose. That would have been big.
That could have been very
Matt's
big.
going through the outside of Papa Bear, and no one to help him there. Looks like 64 stayed down. He was able to get back in line. Single file right now.
Yep, all single file, pretty much first through 10th, all nose to tail in this NNR Truck Series. Um, Again, guys, all three series are going to be here this week. You got the truck guys tonight. Tuesday night it's going to be the Xfinity cars. Thursday night it's going to be the truck guys, and also Master Killer. Not sure if you kept up on Thursday night, but after Boynana won the that Microsoft Cash gift card. Thank you very much
Hmm.
for keeping tabs of that night, by the way. But nobody else has won since then. So we've got a rollover of 3 weeks to give away when the Cup guys here head here on Thursday night. And if you can pick the top three out of this race, you're going to be extremely lucky. Let's see, God
Papa Bear
Power
and
out
Matt
there
just got
asking how
shoved up.
Bot's doing. What's that?
Both Matt and Papa Bear got shoved up, so they're working with the 17 right now.
All right.
A little
Let's
bit
see.
of a 6-car breakaway, truck
Yep.
breakaway.
Yep. With one
They
right
got the
into
right
his.
trucks in that first pack. They can make an outside run. 88 and 8 are both strong trucks, and it just looks so familiar with an 8-car leading the pack with the DEI
Yes, it
days.
does. Yeah, it does. Let's see. God Power or NNRGP, however you know him by. He's wondering how the one and only Bot plays is doing. Bot is right now sitting. I want to say he's about
Sitting,
seventh or eighth. With the 25, giving him a big shove all the way through the
see,
trial. Looks like he's got the
to
draft of
the
the 90 of
outside of the
Papa
60.
Bear.
Nope, Papa Bear dumped him.
No, Papa Bear's
Or do I got the
still in
wrong
front of
truck?
him. Yep,
Oh, in front of him. Okay, wrong truck.
yep,
I was
yep. I
looking at
get
the
you.
Ford.
Yep. Let's see. Keep on going through the pack here. Just talking about Papa Bear. There he is now. He's running about sixth, give or take. 64 right ahead of him. Not a bad truck to follow around. A lot of these guys are on controllers. A lot of them are on wheels. So it's sometimes it's very very hard to hold a steady line behind the guy that you're following if and he can't hold the line. If they wiggle just a little bit, you're glued to that yellow line. Glued to the butter, as we used to say back in the day. But the person in front of you is, as HD would say, a wiggle wagon, or even Frozen Toes will say that. It's not the easiest truck to follow.
Ooh. Clem kind of got high. Drake got under and moved him to the outside.
Yep. Got a few
Looks like
trucks now on the outside.
Bolt is, or Bot is with him. They're gonna follow the rear. They don't got enough trucks to make ground. They're gonna be behind that pack.
Yeah, in order for the outside to work, you've really got to have more trucks than the inside. Even if it's only one truck, you can get
Hmm.
it done. But if it's less than that, it's not happening. Um, Looks like the 25 was able to pull under that truck that was right in front of him. I'm not quite sure who that was right there, but um,
Red gray
that was
police
kind of
car.
sketchy. Looks like he's actually going to go ahead and give that spot back. They might have called that he went under the yellow line or what. I'm not 100% sure.
He's falling to the rear of the pack. So definitely gave him more than one spot, unfortunately. But that's just what happens when you got moved. There goes. Ooh, Papa Bear got tagged by someone in the back. They gathered back up. They're straight again. Good save.
Yep. Yeah, these guys. I tell you what, at the end of this race, a lot of these guys are going to deserve the good hands. What is it? The
Left
State
hands
Farm Good
move up
Hands
to the
Award.
top line.
Yep. Yeah. The double O blessed hands. He's got no help whatsoever. He's going to end up tail and Charlie by the time they finish up through 1 and 2.
Well, he's gonna have the 25 to fall in line with him, but they're both gonna go to the rear.
Yeah.
Looks like 25 is just becoming a net for any truck that gets caught out of line. He kind of just swoops him up and says, "You're not gonna leave this pack.
Yeah.
No one left behind."
Yeah, I mean, he could be saying, if you're willing to get out on the high side, I will go up there. I will go with you. Just let's give it a chance. But they need more people to get it done. Again, you
Looks
can't
like
do it
they're
with
a
any
run.
less trucks than what are on the bottom line.
It looks like the Ada has. That's Asmo, right?
Yeah, the eight is Asmal, 33 a trip, 75 Fatless Dig, and the 88 of Watt Racing are gonna blow on by him. And I can almost guarantee
He
you, Master Killer,
voluntarily
that
moved to
this
the
is a
top.
fuel saving move here.
Move.
Nothing more than that.
Yeah, if you're definitely the car in front, it's really hard to save fuel. You're not really on the gas all the time, 100% of the time, but you definitely try to at least manage the gap back to second. You end up using more fuel than you want to use when you're the lead truck in the pack.
Yeah, further back in the pack, they were actually just 3 wide for, I'd say, 6th through 10th, give or take. Um, and
It's
the
really,
8 has just continued to drop.
yeah. Let's let the 25 go up and catch him. So you better
Yep.
think. There's a lot of people who are gonna have to think the 25 after this race.
I agree with you 100%. God Power, they've got 39 laps remaining. So everybody that's pitting right now, as you see the 18 of NNR Cowboy on pit road, they will all have to make one more stop. They were getting between 15 and 18 laps per uh, fuel tank. So that, and they should only be
Looks like
spending
from what
about
I see,
7
it's
seconds on
15.
pit road for 2 cans. They should not have to change 4 tires every time by.
Mm-mm. I've definitely heard of some crazy strategies some teams will use to not take four every time. Name of the game is just track position, staying with a pack, and not being left out by yourself. Well, that's just you hitting your marks and getting down to pit speed when you enter. You don't want to have any mistakes either.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Looks like a
Uh,
good portion. Maybe I'm hoping a good portion should pit right here.
yeah,
Risking it really close on fuel here.
yep. Let's see, eight truck of Aswell looks like he fell in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 9th place. Starting to see a few more people really hugging that bottom line.
Lead pack stays out one more time.
That's kind of
One
what
more
I was
lap.
thinking as well. Yep.
Oh, if the whole pack pits at once, it's going to be a big bunch of people coming in at one time.
Yep, I'm back here now with the 36 of Jay Quim. He's got about 5 or 6 trucks ahead of
He's
him.
got Blessed Hands in tow. He's right behind Papa Bear. I think
Yep.
he's in 6th. Good spot. I think some of them have an extra lap over some drivers, so we should see a mix here maybe.
I tell you what,
Blessed
if
Hands
somebody
going
had gone
high.
with the
He might
double
not
O of
pit.
Blessed Hands just there and had that kind of draft, that kind of run, they could have absolutely possibly
Here comes the
pulled
leaders.
something
A
off.
good portion.
Yep, there's 5,
Watt and Blessed Hands are the
6.
only two. No, Blessed Hands came in too.
Yep,
It was
it
the
looks
88
like
stayed out going
we've
to
got a
lap.
good 7 trucks on track. God
That's
Power,
more than
it is the
7.
one and only Master Killer in with me tonight, kind of hanging out, getting these trucks called, getting these trucks done. A little bit of contact here on pit road. They came out with a pit road update here. I want to say it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but they messed it up. It used to be where the cars or trucks would just go right through each other. Now there's all kinds of collision, and if you're looking at your damage as you're going around the track, all you see is the damage. You might have the urge to go ahead and fix it,
Here comes
but
Watt down through
that
the
would only
turns
make
off.
you slippery. Let's see. Try to
Watt
find.
was able to save an extra lap. We'll see if that's big or not. He was definitely able to go one more lap than like the 8, 9 trucks that came in the lap before. Watt's the one guy that said I could save an extra lap if I need to.
Yep. Well, we've talked about Watt quite a bit Um, and he's got that wheel, he's got that shifter, just like Boehner in the Xfinity series. That's how a lot of these guys are able to save a lot of gas. They throw it in neutral, they hit that clutch pedal, and they're saving tons. That's how Dohar won Indy in the Cup Series a few weeks back.
Yeah, you
It's
would not think of the how big of a difference it is with the steering wheel and stick compared to a controller. Controller, you don't got the ability to just easily throw it in a neutral. We don't got a clutch,
Nope.
so we're just out there. We gotta just take it, the corners real easy, and we're probably like up the throttle for like 3/4 of a corner when we try to save. These guys can just do it half of a corner and make up a lot of time doing it.
I tell you what, here comes the pack led by the 75 of Fatless Dig, and he's got the 90 of Papa Bear, giving a big push all the way around. I'm going to assume that this is for the lead right now with the 33 of Trip, and then the 8, I want to say he's back here in about 4th place. Bot plays kind of all by himself out there right now, God Power. But,
Watt
yeah.
did a smart move. He didn't try to force the issue with the inside. He went to the top and let them go on the bottom lane, and I'm not surprised to see the 25 catch the 88 of Watt.
No, no, not at all. I mean, draft racing, um, you could be a good 3/4 second behind and still pull yourself up, just like we've seen at other tracks. I
Lemon
know
check to the
Vegas was
outside.
amazing for the draft.
Moving one truck to the outside. There's a little gap between third and fourth. That should close up quickly. Will the 25 go up and catch him? Yes, he will.
Yeah, 25 is absolutely up to run that high line, but again,
I think
you
what the
need more
25
on the
is
outside
doing
than you
is
do on the inside in
Mhm.
order to make that outside line work.
I think the 25 is just trying to gather friends, so when he wants to make that last run to the checkered flag, he's going to have a lot more guys behind him than the other lane.
Yep, yep. I thought the 8 was back there in about 4th place, and he absolutely is. He's got the 30, I'm sorry, the
Between blessed
64.
hands.
Yep, and Blessed Hands behind, 33 of Trip, the 88 of Watt, the 5 of Little Tank. No, that's the 12 of Double J, and then the 5 of Little Tank. So that's about your top 7 right now. I wish God Power, I'd love to be able to hop down and get in or into race chatter or team chats and say, man, 3 or 6 of you go to the high side, 6 of you go to the bottom side, 7 of you go to the high side rather, and let's get this race going. If you go back
Yeah,
to the video clips on my stream, back to the spring Talladega Cup race where they were side by side for like 8 laps. Um, the key to that all was actually Rowdy sitting there on the bottom line, first car behind the leader. Because he wasn't right on the leader's bumper the entire time, it allowed that top groove to really stay right with him, and it made for some great racing. If they could do that here, we could have the same exact thing, but they've got to agree to do it. But with so many points on the line, it is the second round of the chase, second stage. Second race of the second round of the chase. Nobody's just going to give up points by saying, "Yeah, I'll go up to the high side and maybe we can get this going."
yeah, you got the competition of people in the chase, and then you got other guys that are thinking, well, if I get a win, I get a prize at the end, so they want to be in contention too. So you had a little bit at the end in the mix for these guys, and I was thinking that they might have be a little closer in competition, racing with each other. But these guys have been pretty calm up to this point.
Yeah, they really have a little bit of contact here or there, a little bit of door, a little bit of slam draft, but for the most part, very very calm. Just had the one big one. Other than that, it's been a whole lot of nose to tail, nothing really much going on. 36 and Jake Wim still thinking about that outside. I think he knows if he tries, the 25 will go with him, but no, there's no guarantees.
Are you sure? I think that's Papa Bear in second.
Pop Bear is definitely in second. Did I say
Yeah.
Pop Bear instead of Jake Wim?
No, you said the 25.
Oh yeah, 25 is back behind the 36. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the safety net.
Yeah. Let's see, God Power. That's how I think. Um, yeah, Master Killer, you are pretty much. Well, no, Master Killer, you're still in the Xfinity chase, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm still part of the Xfinity chase. I'm sitting right on the edge of the cut line though, so I'm gonna have to be uh, not on the too aggressive side. I just gotta make sure I got a decent car and get those decent finishes and not have the bad luck as I've had as of late. So
Gotcha. Yeah, God Power said that's how I think Master and I got nothing to do but win. Now got close last week. Yeah, you absolutely got very, very close. P3, it was great to see that run that you had, God Power. I'm hoping to see more of it. Looks like we've got a pass for the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, the 90 of old Papa Bear to the lead. Let me gonna try to get back up to
75's
him.
good in the back. Probably
Yep.
try to save it, make sure try to get it to where he needs to be on fuel mileage.
Congratulations, Pop Bear, able to get up there. If your daughter is still out there, let me see. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? I saw
He
her.
has a really strong track following him too, so he might be out there for a good bit unless he decides to follow back and try to catch up on fuel mileage.
Rochelle, if you're still out there, your dad's got the lead. He's able to maybe get under the P1 guy. Not quite sure how he completed the pass. Unfortunately, I missed it. Maybe he snapped it. Either way, great job by him. Um, Cameron, I tell you right now, the community is shut down because we are in the chase. Coe has announced that we will be back for the 2021 season on Heat 5. If you're interested, please, by all means, reach out to me on Twitter or Jim Coe on Twitter. Stout Whiskey, Mr. No on Twitter. We'll definitely get you hooked up on uh, what is it, Friday, Monday, and Wednesday nights. We run kind of fun runs to kind of introduce new people to NNR and get you acclimated with a lot of the drivers. But yeah, you'd definitely be welcome. Please give us a follow on Twitter. We'll follow you back. That's where most of our community notifications go. There and Facebook anyway, but mostly on Twitter. So yeah, hopefully you'll follow us and keep in touch. But thanks for coming out tonight. God Power, how's the game audio? Is it pretty clear? Can you hear these guys zipping around this track, or a little low, a little high? Just perfect. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or eh. But I tell you, Masculine, it is nice to see this 90 truck up front in front of this
hmm
64, and it looks like these two are actually pulling away just a little bit.
They actually did have a little break. I think them, someone jumped out of line in front of Asbel, either that or I'm just guessing. But I think Blessed Hands did lose a spot to Asbel, and that's why there's a gap.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably getting the better truck in front. Maybe they'll try a run before they get into the pits. Who knows? They might just be riding.
I am, man, Master Killer, you have no idea how excited I am right now for this 90 truck to be out front.
Mhm.
For all the y'all that don't know, all right, this guy, he's actually racing with one arm right now. He hurt one of his arms in a truck or a work accident not too long ago, and he sent out a message. I think it was on Twitter saying that he was going to be driving with just one hand on the wheel. That might be why he's a little back and forth, but he is absolutely doing his thing. He's got truck out front trying to do what he can. A little bit of a challenge here. This is gonna.
He's got
Ooh, he's actually gonna
Asbel and
get
Trips
stuck
to the
in the
outside.
middle.
Oh, he's getting stuck 3 wide. I don't know. That was close with the 88. That was close with him in the white line, the double yellow line.
Yeah, I'm
We'll
not
see
quite
if there's
sure how that's
anything
going
that
to play
calls.
out, but I think the 33 is going to be able to get to the inside of the 8 to retain the lead. 33 of NNR Trip, or Trippy Main, as a lot of people know him by. But doesn't look like the 90 of Pop Bear fell too far. Now we definitely have two different lines. They've got 5 up top, 5 on the bottom. We'll have to see if the 8 of Aswell is able to hold a
Bottom
steady
lane's
enough of
gonna
a wheel
prevail.
to get these guys pulled up there.
Bottom lane's gonna prevail. You got Drake, who's in the second car, and then you got Watt in the bottom lane, who's the pusher, the leader. So I think Watt's gonna help the bottom lane push in front. Blessed Hands even moved down too. You're getting a
And
tad bit competitive here. A little bit crazy.
yeah,
Asbel's the back of the pack.
yeah, Asbel definitely got moved. And I tell you what, because Asbel has won already, a lot of these guys have not. You know, Tripp hasn't won. The 88 of Watt hasn't won. 90 of Pop Bear has not won. Neither has the 12 or a few of these other guys behind him. The 36 of Jake Quim. All these guys that are up front right now, they've all got a shot at the diecast that Cowboy threw out there as an incentive to really not race. You know,
33 is gonna go to the top and give the 88 the lead right
yeah,
now.
33. He got squirrely somehow. Not sure if he got a shot from the 88 that his truck didn't like, but moved the 88, moved last year's series champ to the lead. 90 right behind him, then the 36, then the 5. So
That's the
we're
12 in the
seeing
third.
new leaders almost every lap.
That's the 12, yeah, 12, 36, and then you got Blessed Hands in fifth.
Yep. Seeing some people head down pit road. This is a scheduled pit stop as Cowboy goes on by the
Already made
line.
his
It's
pit
saying
stop.
22 laps remaining. So everybody still, again, will have to make. It could just be one more pit stop. 22 laps and it's saying 14 laps left in the tank. So, yeah, unless you've been in a big
Mhm.
pack saving a lot of gas, you will absolutely have to make one more pit stop after this.
I actually think the leaders just took 20 to go, or coming to take 20 to go, because
Okay.
Matt pitted and he's a lap down. So
Yep. In pre-race, they were saying they can get anywhere between 15 and 18 laps, depending on what you were able to do as far as saving fuel. So we'll have to see. But where the 88 is right now, he's not saving one bit. I mean, he might be able to save a little bit if he backs up to the guys that may try to get a run on him or something like that. But there is no saving large amounts of gas. You see a very big pack coming down pit road right now.
12 almost went back up on the track and had an incident.
Yes, he did. I almost wonder if that
That's
12
risky.
may not have gone in too hot.
He might have. He's in, I think, the first car. Definitely. I'll keep an eye on him.
All right. Let's see. Still going. God, they really need to fix this pit road. Hope it's not like this in Heat 5. So right now, your
It
top
just
three, Blessed
depends.
Hands, Asbel, and the 33 of Trip, I think that was, have not gone down pit road as of yet. They were all part of that pack when they peeled off.
They're now exiting. I don't think the 12 got a penalty. I think it was
Okay.
fine.
Very cool.
That's another thing that goes into these packs racing is the accordion effect, where if the second guy comes off the leader or the lead or truck in the pack, he's going to get a run and go straight into the back of a guy, and then if he's not careful, the guy behind him, if he gets separated, can also smack into the back of him, creating the second truck in line to hit the front and get hit on two sides, which could cause to a big issue.
Yeah, it absolutely. You're 100% right. It really could.
With these trucks, I don't see it as bad, but it's definitely some with the Xfinity and the Cup cars.
All right, so let's see. God Power's out there saying that the game volume is a little low, and he's asking for a good old crank it up. So I'm gonna kind of mute this right quick, and we're gonna get a hold. Let's actually go ahead and get a hold of the 12 of Double J. He just went across the start stripe, heading into turn 1 and 2 behind the 51 of NNR Swats. Let's jump on board Double J and let's give these guys their due. Let's listen to these unrestricted motors all the way around this place. All right, there you go. Courtesy of the one and only 12 of Double J. Again, guys, in case you didn't know, Double J is actually a Marine. No longer in the service, but as they always say, once a Marine, always a Marine. Able to stick with that 51 of NNR Swats. One Swats got a great run coming around the pack. And, yeah, he's doing pretty well. I'm not sure if Swats is the first car
On the lead lap.
Yeah, I don't
Or
know.
the
I'm
first
not
car
sure if
lap
on the
down.
lead lap or if he's trying to hold on not to be lapped. But either way, the 12 is definitely holding on to him for dear life. Figure if he can push a lap car around and keep in his draft, not only is it saving him some gas, but man, he's definitely doing his thing. Thank you, Rock.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
the 51 with him being not a part of this group and him just hanging on to the lead lap, it's definitely going to help the 12 out to save a little bit of fuel. And a little bit of pushing as the 5 is, I think, got swirly. The 12 is going to use this as an advantage to learn maybe what he can do with the car behind him if it comes down to a possibility of him and the leader coming to the white or coming to the checkered as he gets a big jump on the 51. But I had
Yep.
an issue.
Well, I don't know why I didn't think about this, but I've had the stream of the 18 and the 51 up all night. The 51 is not on is not in first. He's actually in 16th. So he is the last car.
Ooh, I
Uh,
think there was an issue mid-pack. I'm not sure if that was Asville or a truck similar in color. But he got
uh,
squirrely and got shoved up.
well, whoever it was, they're
I
all
don't
one
think
big.
that was Asville. Asville's behind less hands in the middle of the pack, so that was another car.
Yep. Well, they're
I think it
all
was Alpha
one
York.
big conga line going down that backstretch now, going into 3 and 4. But yeah, right now Swats is actually in P16. He is the last car on the lead lap. He's got the 12 and Double J giving him a shove all the way around, and then you got Jay Quims in the 36 behind the 12. So that top 3 is actually first, second, and 16th.
Mm-hmm.
All right, as they come to the line, it looks like we've got 14 laps remaining. Now, I definitely anticipate some people to come in and get their last pit stop done as soon as possible since they are now within their fuel window. Even though some of them recently pit, there's nothing wrong with coming down, grabbing just half a can. You spend as little time on pit road as possible. You come on out. Like, for example, right now, looking at both Cowboy and Swats, their right sides are about, they're both high 60s, low 70s. So they would not have to replace their tires. Just grab that can, make it, get back out, and yeah, you never know. Your entry on the pit
It
road, your
really
exit on the pit road
depends on how you use your
could
right
mean
side
everything.
tires if you're going to need tires.
Say that again.
If you really got to watch where your right tires are at, though, because if you really use them up on track, you're going to definitely have to grab 2.5 a can. It really depends on how hard you use your tires.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Looks like that high line again is going to try to get around the 90 of Papa Bear. And it looks like Papa Bear should be able to retain the draft from the 36. 75 Fatless Dig is now going to be left out on the high side. Looks like Papa Bear's going to have a little bit of help from the Blessed Hands, but Blessed Hands actually let the 75 back in. That's a pretty nice gesture by him, if I say so. He could have just kept on, just blown right on by. Instead, he decided to be a nice guy, but nice guys do not always get points. 12 laps remaining here in the last stage. Coming to the checkers here, Master Killer. Who do you have winning this? Do you think that the 12 is going to just be able to push the 51 all the way through? I don't think they're going to have enough fuel. Or
No.
do you think Asbel's in the back just constantly saving? He's going to have what it takes. The 18 truck says he's got 4 laps remaining in his tank.
That's definitely going to come down to the driver with the perfect strategy. But not perfect as all race long. It really depends on what you did the last stop. If you only took 2 tires on the last time you went down, then you're probably, depending on, going to have to take another 2 if those laps won't last and take half a can. But if someone took 4, all they have to do is just take fuel, and they most likely will be good to the end.
Well, we'll definitely have to see how this shakes out because if it was me personally,
Really
I would absolutely risk it. I mean, thinking about the competition here in NNR, it's very, very fierce in the Xfinity series where you're at. It's fierce here in the trucks, extremely fierce in the Cup series. You've been absolutely coming on stronger and stronger as of late. Do you have anything special planned for Dega? Have you and Q Dog and Bill's Legend and J-Pa and all the other members of J-Pa been working on any kind of strategy? Obviously, I don't expect you to give it out, but do you guys have anything special planned for Tuesday night?
Yeah, we have an idea and have a strategy going into the race. We really like to work along with each other, but if we can reach out to a couple of guys that we're just cool with, and we can usually get help from another team. But we sort of want to go with ourselves and try not to do too much. Since I'm going to be on the cut line, I'm going to have to be on the edge. But we're definitely going to try to stick to each other and not just try to overdo things. Just try to be very consistent and try to hold where we are. The focus is just maintaining our consistency on our points and not try to overdo stuff and just try to take it at our own pace.
Gotcha. Now, obviously this week is Dega. Next week is Mid-Ohio and then Richmond. As else out there in chat can see on the top of the screen. Besides Dega, what's a good chance for you to get that W in this stage?
I've noticed that I seem to be a lot more smoother at plate tracks and a lot better at road courses than short tracks. It just seems like short tracks has been a constant enemy of mine. So just managing the damage on short tracks is something I'm gonna have to focus on. But I feel like I'm very competitive when it comes to plate tracks and just managing my car at the Roval and not try to overdo it on the setup to where it's just uncontrollable. So.
Well, let's take a look. So this in this round, like I said, we've got Mid-Ohio and then the and then Richmond after that. In the next stage of the chase, I believe we have. Let me see. Yeah, round three of the chase, we've got Road America, Michigan, Homestead, and then Martinsville. Um, Michigan, I'm really looking forward to that, especially after
Hmm.
the great four wide finish that we had in the Cup Series. When talking about Dohar getting it done in Indy, he also got it done at Michigan as well as Richmond. So Dohar is probably going to have a pretty good end of stage two, possibly end stage three, depending on how that shakes out for him. But of
Couple of
Mid
guys are
Ohio,
very.
Richmond, Road America, Michigan, Homestead, and Martinsville. The remaining tracks here in the chase before we end it all at Atlanta. Any of those stick out for you?
The tracks that I'm looking forward to is Michigan. Our group really had a decent showing in Michigan early on. I think it was just the last portion that bit us. Talladega, I've really been strong at, so I've really looked at this point to where I could probably make a really good day out of Dega and try to last in the rest of the round. The only couple of tracks that I'm sort of not looking forward to that it's just short tracks. Richmond has bit me a bad portion, and Martinsville as well. So just minimizing what damage that could happen to those two is just going to be how it's going to be for me to move on to the next round.
Gotcha. Well, I tell you what, talking about moving on and whatnot, the as more and more people have started to pull off to head down pit road for their last stop of the night, the 8 truck of Asbel has moved up to about P3. He's got the 33 and then the 88. So we're gonna kind of see if him dropping to the back, really just staying in the draft, keeping close with everyone, saving all that gas. We'll have to see if that's going to work out for him or not. I know the 88 of Watt Racing also has a wheel and a shifter. So is he back here for the same reason, seeing what the 8 has done? Are these guys going to be able to race it out with maybe a few other cars up there? I don't think anybody else really is going to have the fuel. There are a few people that really tried to fight for the lead. Others dropped to the back and they're thinking about the long run. Man, the top 5 right now, I believe, are Bear, the 8, the double O, the 33, the 88, and then I think that's I want to say that's the 16, all the way in the back there. I'm not 100% sure though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, right behind. Oh, one more. There we go. Oh, that's the 5 a little tank rather. So that's about your top 5, top 6. Have to see how it
My
sticks
only
here.
worry is how many laps there was between they pitted and how many laps there was until they were good to go to the end.
Well, let's see. Both
Double
Cowboy
zeros
and
really pulled off
Swats
the.
are 1 lap down, and it's saying that they have 3 to go on their lap. So I'm guessing they've got 2 to go right now. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna actually jump up front with the 90 of old
The
Papa
90 is the
Bear.
leader.
Yep, Pop Bear right now is the leader. We'll have to see if he's been able to save a little bit of gas. If I could talk to this guy right now, though, Master Killer, I'd be telling him, back up, back it off. You don't want them to be able to get that run on it, as you can see the 8 doing
8
right
has a
now.
run, but
8's
he's
going to
got
the
no help.
outside. 8's going to be able to possibly clear him. There you go. There you go.
Oh, he clears him.
Ah, he
Oh,
needed to
what a
move
run
up.
by the 8.
Yeah, he needed to move up and
Side
not allow
draft.
him by. Yep. So now we'll have to see if the double O and the 95 can work together. 95, 90 go to the outside the same way the 8 just got the lead. I believe that this is coming to the stripe. The 90's right behind 8's in the lead. Looks like Double O
Aiden
and
is in the
the
catbird
33
seat.
are kind of laying back just a little bit. Here comes the Double O to the outside. Papa Bear thought about maybe jumping
Oh,
to
that
pick
ruined
up
his
that Double
momentum.
O. Here they are, first, second, and third. 8 up front. Papa Bear down low. Eight and Double O are side by side coming to the line. It's still going to be the 8, and that is going to be the
That's the
race.
checker. The 8 won by, it looks like a full tire,
Yep.
front tire length.
Man,
Congrats to
what a
Aswell.
finish! But I gotta
Papa
give it
Bear's
to
gonna
this
be
90.
podium.
Yep, Papa Bear getting his first podium of the season. He got close at Daytona earlier this year. Here he is now finishing P. If he just could have seen that run coming from the 8, maybe he could have backed up to him and held him at bay. That is the one and only piece of advice I could possibly give the Papa Bear. We'll have to talk to him in post-race. What a finish, though. Blessed had a great run. The 8 and Double O side by side coming to the line. Pop Bear maybe hoping that they'd make a little bit of contact behind them. Um, man, what a finish. What a finish. All right, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to
That was a
shut
good
down
photo finish.
these streams. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Let's see. Yeah, Harry, I couldn't agree with you more. That was a great finish. I just wish that Rochelle was in here to watch her dad fight for that win. Yeah, I was hoping God Power, but wasn't quite able to get it done right there. Let me go ahead and bring up our old post-race information here. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and get these three up to the booth. All right, I see Blessed Hands here. I see Asbo.
One, there's the Aswell.
Yeah. Was Pop Bear not in third?
No, I did.
Oh,
No,
all
Papa
right.
Bear finished ninth a lap down.
Oh
Oh,
man.
really? Oh, that's
God,
big.
that is just another shining example of why we need the tool. I'm all excited and breaking myself into a sweat thinking Pop Bear is up there contending for his first podium finish. But man, what a great finish between Blessed and Asbel. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with old Watt. Well, Watt. What do you even say? Oh man, yeah. Well, the field definitely got single file here pretty quick. I saw you in the first and second stage jumping to the outside pretty often. It seemed like whoever jumped to the outside definitely had a friend in the 25. He was willing to move, as the old saying goes, shake and bake with whoever he could. But it just wasn't. It wasn't meant to be. As I was telling Master Killer throughout the latter half of the second stage and during the third stage, you really had to have at least one truck more on the top line than you did on the bottom line in order to get that top line to work. We only saw that top line prevail once, and you were actually on the bottom, I want to say, but the top line was able to get by the bottom line because the second and third truck in line on the bottom had too much separation between them, and it got the 8 back up top. Now I know you, the 8, and a few others were saving a ton of gas. I know you probably couldn't really clutch it tonight because of the draft and having to stay in, but talk us through your race. Great job tonight. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Pretty typical Talladega race. I really enjoy these kind of races and just try to stay out of trouble and stay. Just the key is to stay with the lead pack. That's all. That's the main goal. Got some good stage points tonight. Overall had a pretty clean race. Yeah, that didn't really the bottom top lane thing didn't really matter at the end. It was it stayed green, and once again, I know a lot of people hate it, but it's part of racing. If you kind of caught on early that you needed to save gas, believe it or not, you could clutch it if you were in line with people. You get such monstrous runs on people that um, you could basically kind of wind your own truck up, and then you could kind of coast just a couple seconds here, a couple seconds there, and then I was doing that so much my left arm was pretty tired from doing most of the driving because I was constantly on my shifter bumping it. It takes a little bit of skill, but um, I was a little worried because I didn't think it would come down to that at the end on the last stop. I thought we'd be able to maybe make it without having to worry about fuel, but I pit with a couple other guys, and I was afraid that if I stayed out too long, that I would have a whole lap by myself with no draft, and then that would have self-defeated any gas saving at all. So worked out how I thought. I think everyone was probably on pins and needles waiting for everybody else to run out of fuel. When I came out of four, I started sputtering. I was hoping that the other two guys would start sputtering, and very intense for sure. But that's just part of the game. If you have the shifter and you're able to save gas, that's part of it. Some of these guys are getting good at it, and so P3 again. I think it's my third straight third. Uh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
um, need to be getting me wins, but I had a fun race for the most part, and yeah, no complaints here.
Well, I tell you what, man, you keep doing thirds, and eventually, I mean, we're gonna get down to Atlanta, and the points are gonna tally at the I think what is it Martinsville is like the last race in the third round of the chase, if I'm not mistaken. And if I remember right, you were actually pretty good at the spring Martinsville race, so we'll
Uh,
have to see how that works out. But
yeah,
when we get to
yep,
Atlanta, points don't matter. It's all going to come down to the highest uh, member of that chase. Whoever finishes first among those four drivers, and you keep being as consistent as you are, you're going to be right there. And I know that we'll be talking.
yeah, that's true. And just one last little point: Martinsville is probably my favorite track besides Indy on this game, and it'd be huge to win that next, that race heading into the championship uh, finale. So that would be huge for whoever can kind of walk into that last race getting the win. So that's definitely circled on my calendar.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rock NASCAR's out there saying, awesome job, everyone. Way to keep digging. That includes you, man. Congratulations on your P3.
Appreciate it.
Any shout outs there, bud?
Yeah, just shout out to you for doing the broadcast. Shout out to just everybody put on a pretty good race. And yeah, congrats to Asbel. Good win. Uh, we'll just go get them next week.
All right. Mass Killer, do you want to talk to Blessed Hands?
Yeah, I'll interview Blessed Hands. Blessed
All right.
Hands. That was a very very entertaining coming to the line finish with Asvel. What more did you need to get a nose in front of him?
A push. That was all I had. I tried.
It seems like there's not so many people that like the outside, or they like to prefer that bottom lane. It would have been really cool to see just both of you guys getting pushed to the win, almost like a repeat of that Hendrick finish. But
That was great
you
racing.
had a very consistent truck all the way strong from my point of view. They're up there in the main pack for a good portion of the day. What was it like out there?
It was fun. It was great racing. Like White said, we all decided early we were going to start saving gas. And really, it was him one said it, start putting it in neutral because I have a shifter too, and I didn't even think about it that he said it, and it really helped me save that last lap on the last five to go.
Of course, Asville had to get around the 90 and then not knowing that the 90 was in the top three. Do you think when Asville got next to the 90 of Papa Bear, you thought you had a really good chance to make up that ground and maybe get to the back of the 90 and just push him past and get you past Asville?
I was still having to take it into neutral going into first and second on the last lap to save enough to get to the line. So
Wow.
I knew that coming off two that my only run was going to be the whole backstretch in three and four, and
Mhm.
I couldn't get to him enough and save gas to help him or do anything.
Yeah, it looked like you were the one trying to help make a run to the outside, and there was not really at all one point you guys could get a run to the outside. There was a portion where you could make a quick pass on one truck and then just
Yeah,
have to hurry up
yeah.
and get back in line.
I forgot who it was, but the two in front of me, they didn't connect in time. We were gonna do it, and they didn't connect in time, and it messed them up, and just messed us all up on that one. We could have done it. I mean, it was no doubt. We were all talking about it.
Yeah, no one. There's that little strip of patience you have on the inside, and it's just someone's gonna run out of patience, and someone's gonna form the outside lane, and unfortunately, it seems like it's really hard to make happen at a plate track like Dega, where it's just wide open, pretty much all the way around. You had
Right,
a
but
pretty up and down day. There was really not one point there you had like a big issue. What was it like going into Pear Road with like a big group around you?
not bad because with the shifter you can put in neutral and you can hit that brake a whole lot harder and you stay on the outside of them and you can get in pit road a lot quicker. So it's pretty easy with a shifter, even in a group.
hmm And overall, it's still second. Good points day. You had a good competitive day. Bringing home second. Congrats on the second. Do you have any shout outs you want to make?
Shout out to Repeat for doing his thing for so many years. I've known this man a long time, man. To shout out for all the NNR drivers. Y'all made an amazing race tonight.
Very good. Absolutely blessed. Yeah,
Con-
it's definitely been has been a long time, sir. I'm glad to see you here with NNR, by the way.
yeah.
And then we come to the man of the. Yeah, he won again. No, I'm just kidding. Asbel, Asbel, I tell you, I was talking to Rock NASCAR the other day in a party, talking about the different people and the different races and the different series here, and he doesn't know what to say about you anymore, other than keep digging, and you say thank you Marty and all that, and away we go. But in the first and second stage, you actually gave up. Excuse me, you gave up the lead. You went to the high side. You let the guys go on by down low. In the first and second stage, you didn't have to save gas. Why did you jump out of the line, give away all those stage points just to go down pit road with everyone else and then come back out? I didn't understand those moves, so I was kind of curious.
Wow, I don't know, Pete, honestly. I mean, I don't really need the stage points, and I gave Tricky that one stage wouldn't help him get a little extra points going into the next races, couple races. And I don't know, I was just trying different things to see how well the draft was. It was easier to save or not, and you just don't want to get caught by yourself on the track. So that's the main reason why I was pitting with everybody.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, that definitely explains that. I mean, I was getting very, very excited. You go back and you watch the stream. I was very excited. I thought Pop Bear was up there in the top three. I mean, I'm hooting and hollering and all that. And then I think he finished his third, had a great, bird's eye view of you and the double O of old blessed hands coming to the line side by side, a little bit of side draft. But you were able to edge it out by just about a fender. You were back and forth throughout the pack, whether it was to save gas or just to try a different line, board up front. I don't know. If I'm up front, I ain't giving up that. I'm not coming off of it. And here you are, just willy nilly. Yeah, they're only points. I don't, man. No, you especially with a couple, the tough road course that's coming up next week, and then Richmond. Richmond can be tricky. Um, Points in this series or in this community in general are too hard to come by. You would never ever ever catch me just saying, I'm gonna go to the back. Whatever. Um, but man, congratulations again on another win this season. They definitely seem to be hard to come by for most. You've definitely got some kind of a horseshoe that you need to tip over and Just let the rest of that powder out because it's got to go. Uh, any I know that whole rook racing thing is out there, but any shout outs for you, bud?
It's just you guys, of course, the team. And then I don't know if you watched, but there was that big wreck in 1 and 2, and me and Spurl had just turned left and just missed the whole thing. We ended up second and third. I don't know what happened, but there was just a big old wreck coming out of the two. We had to turn down and miss the whole thing.
Yep, I was right there with the whole thing. I saw a lot of cars get damaged. It was absolutely the big one. Um, I wasn't, I wasn't on you per se, but I was on a truck that ended up smack dab in the middle of that big old pile. So, um, yeah, and I want to give a thank you to SWATs, Watt, Cowboy, you Asbull, and a few others. I know there was conversation all late morning and early afternoon long about allowing a lot of the extra guys that raced tonight in. Originally, it was just a flat hard no, and I can understand why by a lot of your perspectives. I know, for example, Watt, he wanted to race at Indy throughout all 3 seasons, and he was told no. Um, and some of the other guys, wanted to come down. One of the biggest people asking about racing tonight, and who actually asked Coey in the beginning, was God Power. It didn't come from me. It didn't come from an idea of Coey and stout whiskey and whatnot. It was actually, one of your competitors trying to make the field bigger, so it was better racing all along. Um, Swats, if maybe you can chime in here for just a second. I see you out there. Was this kind of a 1 week thing between the truck and Xfinity, or is this going to be an every week thing between the two series?
Uh, I mean, who from Xfinity raced tonight?
I think Jake won.
Yeah, I think Jay Quim.
I know Coey raced that.
Yeah,
I'm not
Coey,
sure who
Coey
else.
raced.
Coey's
Um,
if you're an admin or the owner, you can race any of the series.
okay.
Except for if you're an owner or admin of Truck and Xfinity, you can't race in Cup. But if you're a Cup admin, you can race down.
Okay. So
I
that
think Cowboy both races truck and Xfinity.
Yeah, but if
Cowboy
you
races
that's
both. Yeah. Yeah.
the difference
All
is
right.
if you already run both series, you can continue to run both series. So Cowboy, myself, Asbill, uh,
Stout.
Fatless, and there's a couple,
They've
like
all
one or
ran
two more that
certain.
we all run Truck and Xfinity already for the season. So we were allowed to continue to run both seasons since we were running for points for both series.
Okay.
But other than
If it was
Quimbus, I
like
don't
per se
know of anybody else
me,
that came down.
All right. Maybe. Okay. I
And
didn't
I
stick
thought
around for
Quimbus was
that
running in
entire.
Truck before that.
Yeah, I didn't stick around for that entire conversation. That's why I was asking. I just thought, having 17 or 18 trucks on track tonight, seeing, Coey in there and a couple others. I just saw people say, "Yeah, well, hurry up, get your picks in. Hurry up, get your picks in." Before 5 o'clock this afternoon. I thought that they were
Well,
that
we
there
had a
was
few people show up this week that haven't been showing up the last few weeks.
okay.
So that kind of helped.
Okay, so
There's
there
been
were
a few missing,
okay.
so.
All right, very cool. Well, thank you very much for the clarification. But Match Killer, I want to say thank you very much for joining me tonight. It was definitely a lot of fun to not only have one conversation inside my head, but yeah, it was nice to see that have that voice be of somebody else here in the truck. So thank you very much for coming along for the ride. But
it was
as for
very
me, guys, that
fun.
is going to be it for this race on Sunday night. Don't forget, on Monday night, the NNR ARCA Menard Series does run as well. Also, again, I mentioned earlier that Alpha York has his thing Monday night about 11:30. That's the American Ethanol Cup Series. And then on Tuesday night, we'll be right back here with the Xfinity Series from Talladega. Hopefully, another great field like tonight. Get to see it all, see them get it done. And I believe that Cowboy does have a diecast up for that race as well, so we'll have to see how that
It
plays
does.
out. Thursday night we got the Cup, but man, that was a grueling race for a lot of y'all out there on track. I was happy to call it. I will be back here pretty soon. Stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter. Follow NNR, no name underscore racing, Twitter, Facebook. Keep in the know so you know when we go. Yeah. But until then, guys, seriously, please, with everything that's going on with all these rides, please stay safe, stay healthy. I want to be able to chat with you during these races. I enjoy it. Until then, I'll catch y'all next time. Later.